the enigmatic Nazca lines, unraveling the mysteries of ancient Peru. When we think of ancient mysteries, our minds often wander to the pyramids of Egypt, Stonehenge, or the Great Wall of China. Yet few ancient wonders captivate the imagination quite like the Nazca lines, these massive geoglyphs etched into the arid desert plains of southern Peru have intrigued archaeologists, historians, and laypeople alike for nearly a century. Today, we journey to the heart of these enigmatic designs to explore their origins, meanings, and the many theories that surround them. This is the story of the Nazca lines, a tale that straddles the fine line between history and myth. The Nazca lines are located in the Nazca Desert, an arid region of about 50 miles long and 15 miles wide, roughly 200 miles southeast of Lima. The area is one of the driest on Earth, receiving less than an inch of rain per year. The discovery of the lines is relatively recent in the grand scheme of history, though local inhabitants likely knew of their existence for centuries. The lines first garnered international attention in the early 20th century, in 1927. Peruvian archaeologist Toribio Maya Zesi was one of the first to report the existence of these gigantic figures after seeing them from a nearby hill. But it wasn't until the 1930s, when commercial flights began flying over the region, that the full scale and wonder of the Nazca lines were truly appreciated from the air. It became evident that the desert floor was not just marked with random lines, but rather with intricate and intentional designs that span miles today, over 800 straight lines, 300 geometric shapes, and 70 biomorphic designs depicting animals, plants, and human figures have been identified. These geoglyphs range in size, with some figures stretching over 1,200 feet, large enough to fill multiple football fields. But how and why were these massive designs created? The answers remain as elusive as the desert winds that sweep across the plains. To appreciate the mystery, we must first understand the basic construction of the lines. The Nyasa Desert is covered with a layer of reddish-brown iron, oxide-coated pebbles. When these pebbles are removed, the lighter-colored earth beneath is exposed, creating a contrast that makes the designs visible. The lines were likely made by a simple yet precise method, by removing the top layer of stones along a predetermined path, revealing the lighter soil below. This may sound simple, but the scale and precision of the designs suggests that the Nazca people employed advanced knowledge of geometry in surveying. One of the remarkable aspects of the Nazca lines is their durability. Despite their age, estimated to be between 10,000 years old, the lines have remained largely intact. This is due to the unique environmental conditions of the Nazca Desert, its dry climate, stable temperatures, and lack of wind, which have preserved the lines as if they were etched only yesterday. But who were the people responsible for these incredible works? The Nazca civilization, which thrived from around 100 BC to 800 CE, is credited with creating the lines. They were a sophisticated society, known for their advanced irrigation systems, ceramics, and textiles. The Nazca were able to flourish in one of the most inhospitable environments on Earth, which only adds to the intrigue surrounding their mysterious geoglyphs. The purpose of the Nazca lines theories and speculations. The true purpose of the Nazca lines remains one of archaeology's greatest mysteries. Numerous theories have been proposed, ranging from the pragmatic to the fantastical, each attempting to unravel the enigma of these ancient designs. One of the earliest and most popular theories suggests that the Nazca lines functioned as an astronomical calendar. This idea was first proposed by American historian Paul Kosok in the 1940s, after he observed that some of the lines seemed to align with the winter solstice. Kosk famously referred to the NASA lines as the largest astronomy book. The lines and figures were used to track celestial events such as solstices, equinoxes, and the movements of constellations. Maria Rei, a German mathematician and archaeologist who dedicated her life to studying the lines, expanded on this theory. She believed that the lines were designed to map out the night sky and were used as a sort of astronomical observatory by the NASA people. While there is evidence that some lines do align with astronomical events, the theory doesn't fully explain the purpose of the more intricate and elaborate des signs, such as the biomorphic figures. Another prevailing theory is that the Nazca lines had religious or ceremonial significance. Many scholars believe that the lines were created as part of ritual practices intended to appease the gods, particularly those associated with water and fertility, in a desert where water is scarce and life depends on its availability. It is plausible that the Nazca people created these vast designs to invoke the favor of the gods and ensure the survival of their society. Supporting this theory is the proximity of many of the lines to ancient aqueducts and other water-related structures. Some researchers have suggested that the geoglyphs were designed to be walked along during rituals, serving as a form of pilgrimage or a way to connect with the divine. The figures of animals, such as the monkey spider and hummingbird, may have held symbolic meanings in these rituals, representing deities or natural forces closely related to the religious theory. Is the idea that the lines served as pathways for ritualistic pilgrimages. The straight lines, which often extend for miles, might have been used as ceremonial routes, guiding participants through a spiritual journey. The act of walking these lines under the gaze of the gods could have been seen as a form of devotion, with the ultimate goal of achieving spiritual or communal harmony. The geometric shapes, such as trapezo and spirals, could also have had a symbolic or practical role in these rituals. Some researchers propose that these shapes represented sacred spaces or ceremonial grounds where offerings were made or where participants gathered to perform rites. Given the importance of water in the NASA desert, it is not surprising that another prominent theory connects the lines to water worship. This theory suggests that the geoglyphs were part of a vast water cult designed to invoke rainfall or to mark underground water sources. The shapes of some lines, particularly those resembling rivers or flowing patterns, have led some to speculate that the NASA people believed the lines could influence the movement of water, either in the heavens or below the Earth's surface. This theory gained some support from the fact that the Nazca civilization built extensive underground aqueducts known as Puquio, which still function today. The connection between the geoglyphs and these water systems, however, remains speculative. No discussion of the NASA lines would be complete without mentioning the more speculative and sensational theory series. Perhaps the most famous of these is the idea that the lines were created or influenced by extraterrestrial beings. The sheer scale and precision of the designs, coupled with the fact that they are best seen from the air, has led some to speculate that the NASA people were either in contact with or guided by alien visitors. This theory was popularized by Swiss author Erich von Däniken in his 1968 book Chariots of the Gods, where he suggested that the lines were ancient runways for alien spacecraft. While this idea captures the imagination, it is widely dismissed by archaeologists and scientists who favor more grounded explanations. Despite the many theories, the true purpose of the Nazca lines remains elusive, and perhaps that is part of their enduring appeal. They represent a link to a world long past, a civilization that, despite its achievements, left behind few written records. The lines are a silent testament to the ingenuity, spirit, duality, and creativity of the NASA people. Today, the NASA lines face new challenges. The very isolation that preserved them for centuries is under threat from modern development, including road construction, illegal mining, and tourism. In 1994, UNESCO designated the nasal lines as a World Heritage Site, recognizing their cultural significance and the need to protect them. Efforts continue to preserve the lines, but they remain vulnerable to both natural and human-caused damage as we look to the future. The NASA lines remind us of the mysteries that still linger in our past. They challenge us to think beyond the limits of our understanding, to appreciate the creativity and depth of ancient cultures, and to remain curious about the world around us. The nasal lines may never fully reveal their secrets, but in that mystery lies their magic, an invitation to wonder, to explore, and to connect with a past that continues to inspire and perplex. In the vast emptiness of the Enzica Desert, like threads of history woven into the fabric of the earth, they are more than just marks on the ground. They are a legacy, a message from a time when humanity's relationship with nature and the cosmos was both intimate and mysterious, whether they were paths for God's observatories for the stars or something else entirely. The Nazca lines continue to captivate our imagination, standing as one of the greatest ancient mysteries of all time. As we ponder their meaning, we are reminded that some questions may never be answered, and that sometimes it is the questions themselves that make the journey worthwhile. The Nazca lines are not just a puzzle to be solved. They are a reminder of the power of human creativity and the enduring allure of the unknown. The voyage manuscript decoding the solvable mystery of the 15th century. The world of ancient mysteries is filled with puzzles that baffle the minds of scholars, historians, and enthusiasts alike. Among these, the voice manuscript stands as one of the most perplexing and enduring enigmas. This 15th century manuscript, written in an unknown script and language, has resisted every attempt at decipherment for centuries, despite the efforts of countless cryptographers, linguists, and even computer scientists. The manuscript's purpose, authorship, and meaning remain shrouded in mystery. Today we delve into the story of the Voyage Manuscript, a tale that has intrigued and mystified those who have dared to unlock its secrets. The story of the Voyage Manuscript begins in 1912, when Wilfred Vock, a Polish-American antiquarian and bookseller, acquired the manuscript from a Jesuit college near Rome. Voyage was immediately struck by the manuscript's unusual script and mysterious drawings, realizing that he had stumbled upon something extraordinary. Little did he know that this book would go on to become one of the most famous unsolved mysteries in the world of historical manuscripts. The Voice Manuscript, as it came to be known, is a small book measuring approximately 6 by 9 inches, consisting of around 240 pages. Its pages are made of vellum, a type of parchment made from calf skin, which has helped preserve the manuscript over the centuries. The text is written in a flowing cursive script that does not match any known language or alphabet. The writing is done from left to right, with paragraphs, bullet points, and even marginalia, giving it the appearance of a structured and coherent text. However, what truly sets the voice manuscript apart are its illustrations. The pages are filled with elaborate drawings of unknown plants, strange diagrams, and mysterious human figures, often depicted in unusual poses or surrounded by what appear to be tubes or vessels. The manuscript is divided into different sections, each focusing on different themes: botany, astronomy, biology, pharmacology, and even cosmology. Yet, despite the detailed drawings and apparent organization, the manuscript's content remains utterly incomprehensible. One of the most confounding aspects of the voice manuscript is its script. The writing, often referred to as VOA, is unlike any writing system. It consists of approximately 20 to 30 distinct characters, some of which resemble Latin letters. While others are entirely unique, the script is consistent throughout the manuscript, suggesting that it was written by a single scribe or a group of scribes using the same script. Over the years, numerous attempts have been made to decipher the script. Cryptographers have tried every known method of code breaking, including frequency analysis, pattern recognition, and substitution of ciphers, but all have failed to yield a coherent translation. The language of the manuscript is equally enigmatic. Some have speculated that it is a ciphered version of a known language, while others believe it could be a constructed language, a language invented by the manuscript's author. Adding to the mystery is the fact that the text appears to follow certain linguistic rules. There are patterns in the use of characters, and the text exhibits a clear structure with identifiable words and phrases. This has led some to believe that the manuscript is not a hoax, but rather a genuine text in a lost or undiscovered language, yet without a Rosetta Stone or any known parallels. The language of the voyage manuscript remains indecipherable, given the manuscript's bizarre content and undecipherable script. Countless theories have emerged over the years regarding its purpose and meaning. Some of the most prominent theories include: one of the most widely accepted theories is that the voice manuscript is an herbal or medicinal text. The botanical section of the manuscript contains detailed illustrations of plants, many of which are unknown or fantastical. Some researchers believe that these plants could represent medicinal herbs with the accompanying text, providing descriptions of their uses and properties. The pharmacological section, with its strange concoctions and potions, could further support the idea that cosmological guide. The astronomical section of the manuscript contains intricate diagrams of celestial bodies, zodiac symbols, and what appear to be star charts. During the medieval period, astrology was closely linked with medicine, as it was believed that the stars and planets influenced human health and behavior. It is possible that the manuscript was intended as a guide for physicians or astrologers, providing information on how celestial events could affect health or predict future events. This theory is supported by the fact that many medieval manuscripts combine astrological and medical knowledge. However, the diagrams in the voice manuscript are often highly unusual and do not correspond to known astrological or cosmological systems. This has led some to suggest that the manuscript represents an entirely unique cosmology, one that was perhaps known only to a select group of individuals. Given the enigmatic nature of the voice manuscript, It is no surprise that some researchers have suggested that it may be an alchemical or esoteric text alchemy, with its focus on the transformation of matter, and the quest for the philosopher's stone was a popular subject in medieval Europe. The manuscript's strange illustrations and mysterious language could be the work of an alchemist intended to convey hidden knowledge to those initiated into the secrets of the craft. The biological section of the manuscript, with its depictions of human figures interacting with strange tubes and vessels, could be interpreted as symbolic representations of alchemical processes. Some have even suggested that the entire manuscript is a coded alchemical treatise designed to obscure its true meaning from the uninitiated. However, like other theories, this one remains speculative, with no definitive evidence to support it. Amidst the serious scholarly attempts to decipher the Vix manuscript, some have proposed that it could simply be a hoax or an elaborate artistic creation. According to this theory, the manuscript was created by an unknown author as a deliberate mystery designed to confuse and intrigue those who encountered it. The unknown script, fantastical illustrations, and seemingly nonsensical content could all be part of a grand ruse meant to challenge the intellect of scholars or entertain a wealthy patron. If the voice manuscript is indeed a hoax, it would be one of the most elaborate and enduring in history. However, this theory raises questions of its own. Who would have gone to such lengths to create such a detailed and convincing manuscript? And why? Moreover, the consistency of the script in the apparent structure of the text suggests a level of sophistication that would be difficult to achieve as mere trickery. Despite centuries of study, the Voig manuscript remains as enigmatic as ever. In recent years, modern technology has been employed in the quest to decipher the manuscript. Computer algorithms have been used to analyze the script, and various machine learning techniques have been applied in an attempt to crack the code. However, these efforts have yet to produce a definitive solution. One of the most significant breakthroughs in recent years came in 2011, when carbon dating confirmed that the manuscript's vellum dates to the early 15th century, specifically between 1404 and 1438. This confirmed that the manuscript is not a modern forgery, as some had speculated, but a genuine medieval artifact fact. However, the identity of the author and the exact location of the manuscript's creation remain unknown. Some researchers have also turned to artificial intelligence to try to decipher the text in 2018. A Canadian team used a combination of artificial intelligence and statistical analysis to suggest that the manuscript might be written in an extinct dialect of Hebrew. However, their findings were met with skepticism, and the true meaning of the text remains elusive. The voice manuscript continues to captivate the imaginations of scholars and the public alike. It has become a symbol of the unknown, representing the limits of our knowledge and the mysteries that still lie hidden in the past. The manuscript has inspired countless books, documentaries, and even works of fiction, each offering their own interpretations and theories in popular culture. The voice manuscript is often portrayed as a key to ancient knowledge, a gateway to hidden wisdom, or even a tool of magic. Its allure lies not just in its undeciphered text, but in the very idea that there are still secrets in our world that defy explanation. The manuscript serves as a reminder that despite our advances in technology and understanding, there are still puzzles that remain beyond our reach. The voice manuscript is more than just an ancient book. It is a challenge to our intellect and a testate to the enduring power of mystery. For over 600 years, it has withstood the scrutiny of some of the greatest minds in history, defying every attempt to unlock its secrets, whether it is an herbal guide, an astrological manual, entirely. The manuscript continues to inspire awe and curiosity as we stand on the brink of the 21st century with all its technological marvels and scientific breakthroughs. The voice manuscript reminds us that there are still questions left unanswered, still mysteries to be solved. It is a symbol of the unknown, a book that has traveled through time, carrying with it a secret that may never be revealed. And perhaps that is the greatest mystery of all. Why, after all these years, does the voice manuscript continue to hold such a powerful grip on our imagination? In the end, the voice manuscript is not just a puzzle to be solved, but a mirror reflecting our own desire to understand the world and our place in it. It challenges us to think, to explore, and to wonder at the unknown, and as long as the mystery remains so, too, will our fascination with this extraordinary relic of the past, the anti-Ra mechanism, unveiling the lost genius of ancient Greece among the myriad discoveries from the ancient world. Few have captivated the imagination of scholars, scientists, and history enthusiasts like the anti-Ra mechanism unearthed from a shipwreck off the coast of Greece. This astonishing device, often referred to as the world's first analog computer, dates back to around 100 BC. Its intricate design and advanced functionality reveal a level of technological sophistication that has upended long-held beliefs about the capabilities of ancient civilizations. The story of the anti-Ra mechanism is not just a tale of a remarkable artifact. It is the journey into the heart of human ingenuity and the mysteries of lost knowledge. The saga of the anti-Ra mechanism began in the spring of 1900 when a group of Greek sponge divers seeking shelter from a storm anchored near the small rocky island of Antitha, located between Crete and the Peloponnese. As they explored the seabed, the divers stumbled upon a vast shipwreck, its remains scattered across the ocean floor. Among the treasures they brought to the surface were statues of bronze BR and marble Eri jewelry, and other artifacts from what appeared to be a Roman cargo ship, likely bound for Rome from the eastern Mediterranean. Amidst these finds was a corroded greenish-brown lump of metal and wood, an unassuming object that would later prove to be one of the most significant archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. Initially, this encrusted mass was overlooked, dismissed as a mere curiosity. It wasn't until 1902 that Valerio Stai, an archaeologist and director of the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, noticed the faint outlines of gear wheels embedded in the corrosion. His keen observation sparked what would become an ongoing investigation into the nature and purpose of the object, which soon came to be known as the anti-Ra mechanism. Over the decades, the anti-Ra mechanism has been painstakingly studied, revealing an astonishingly complex machine composed of over 30 interlocking gears, all intricately crafted from bronze. The mechanism was originally housed in a wooden case roughly the size of a large book or a shoebox, with dimensions of about 13 times 7 times 3.5 in the front and back faces of the device, featured dials, pointers, and inscriptions, all designed to display various astronomical cycles and events with remarkable precision. The gears within the anti-Ra mechanism are of particular interest. They were cut with a level of precision that would not be seen again in European technology until the development of intricate clockwork mechanisms during the late medieval period. The teeth of the gears meshed together smoothly, allowing for the transmission of rotational motion through the device. The largest gear, often referred to as the main driving gear, had 223 teeth and was connected to a series of smaller gears that drove the various displays on the front and back dials through a combination of historical research, mechanical reconstruction, and advanced imaging techniques. Scholars have determined that the anti-ray mechanism was designed to model the motions of celestial bodies, predict eclipses, and track the cycles of the sun, moon, and planets. The front of the device featured a large circular dial, which represented the zodiac in the Egyptian calendar. This dial likely showed the positions of the sun and moon relative to the stars, with additional pointers, possibly indicating the positions of the known planets: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. The back of the mechanism was equally complex, with two large dials displaying additional astronomical cycles. The upper dial was used to track the 19-year Metonic cycle, a period after which the phases of the moon repeat on the same days of the year. The lower dial indicated the 223rd month SOS cycle, which was crucial for predicting solar and lunar eclipses. This sophisticated level of astronomical knowledge, combined with the mechanical complexity of the device, suggests that the anti-ray mechanism was an extraordinarily advanced tool for its time. Mechanism that has dramatically altered our understanding of the technological capabilities of the ancient Greeks. Before this find, it was widely believed that the Greeks, while advanced in their theoretical knowledge of mathematics and astronomy, did not possess the mechanical expertise to create such a sophisticated device. The anti-ray mechanism has shattered this notion, revealing that Greek engineers were capable of constructing intricate machines that not only demonstrated a deep understanding of celestial mechanics, but also embodied that knowledge in a tangible, functional form. One of the prevailing theories about the mechanism's purpose is that it served as an educational or demonstrational tool for teaching astronomy. Ancient Greece was home to some of the greatest minds in history, including philosophers like Aristotle and mathematicians like Euclid. It is possible that the anti-ray mechanism was used to illustrate the principles of celestial motion to students or to aid in the instruction of astronomy. The device could have provided a visual and mechanical representation of the cosmos, making it easier for learners to grasp complex astronomical concepts. Another theory suggests that the anti-ray mechanism was used for practice, eye-cal purposes, perhaps by an astrologer or a scientist of the time. In ancient Greece, astrology and astronomy were closely linked, and the ability to predict celestial events, such as eclipses, would have been highly valued. The mechanism's ability to track the movements of the sun, moon, and planets, along with its eclipse prediction capabilities, would have made it an invaluable tool for planning agricultural activities, religious festivals, and even political events. Some scholars also proposed that the device had a ceremonial or religious function. In many ancient cultures, the movements of the heavens were believed to influence the fate of individuals and societies. The anti-ray mechanism, with its precise modeling of celestial cycles, could have been used to align important events with favorable astrological conditions. The inclusion of the Olympiad dial, which tracked the timing of the ancient Olympic Games, supports the idea that the mechanism was deeply intertwined with the cultural and religious life of the time, the Anti-Ra mechanism is often hailed as the most advanced piece of technology to have survived from the ancient world. Its discovery has not only challenged our assumptions about the technological capabilities of ancient civilizations, but also reshaped our understanding of the history of science and engineering. Before the Anti-Ra mechanism was found, it was generally assumed that the mechanical knowledge required to construct such a Devi did not exist until the Metal period, with the advent of intricate clockwork mechanisms. The fact that the Anti-Ra mechanism predates these developments by over 1,000 years suggests that the ancient Greeks had achieved a level of technological sophistication that was previously unimaginable. The mechanism also raises important questions about the transmission of knowledge through history. How was this advanced mechanical knowledge developed? Was it part of a broader tradition of Greek engineering that has since been lost, or was the Anti-Ra mechanism an isolated masterpiece created by a single genius or workshop? The loss of this knowledge, whether due to the fall of the Roman Empire or other factors, underscores the fragility of human progress and the potential for entire branches of knowledge to be forgotten or erased from history. Moreover, the Anti-Ra mechanism has implications for our understanding of the history of science. It suggests that the Greeks not only developed sophisticated theories about the cosmos, but also created practical devices to model and predict celestial phenomena. This blurs the line between theoretical and applied science, showing that the ancient Greeks were not just philosophers and mathematicians, but also engineers and inventors who sought to apply their knowledge in innovative ways. Despite over a century of study, the Anti-Ra mechanism remains a source of fascination and mystery. While much has been learned about function and design, many questions remain unanswered. For instance, who exactly built the mechanism? Was it the work of a single individual, or the product of a collaborative effort among Greek engineers and astronomers? If so, what was the broader context in which this device was created? The origin of the shipwreck itself also raises intriguing possibilities. The ship that carried the mechanism was likely en route from the eastern Mediterranean to Rome, carrying a rich cargo of Greek art and technology. This suggests that the mechanism may have been part of a larger collection of knowledge and artifacts, destined for a wealthy patron or a public display in the Roman world. The presence of such a sophisticated device on board indicates that it was highly valued, possibly a one-of-a-kind object or part. Recent advances in technology have provided new insights into the Anti-Ra mechanism. In particular, the use of X-ray computed tomography and other imaging techniques has allowed researchers to peer inside the corroded remains of the device, revealing previously hidden details about its construction and function. These techniques have uncovered inscriptions that were invisible to the naked eye, offering clues about how the mechanism was used and what information it conveyed. One of the most exciting developments in recent years is the attempt to build working replicas of the Anti-Ra mechanism, using modern tools and materials. These reconstructions have not only helped researchers understand how the device might have operated, but have also demonstrated the incredible precision and skill required to create such a complex machine. These efforts have underscored the sophistication of ancient Greek engineering and provided tangible evidence of the capabilities of ancient craftsmen. The Anti-Ra mechanism is more than just an ancient artifact. It is a symbol of human ingenuity and the enduring power of curiosity and innovation. Its discovery has challenged our perception of the ancient world, revealing that the people of antiquity were capable of far more than we once believed. The mechanism stands as a testament to the brilliance of the ancient Greeks, who not only developed advanced theories about the cosmos, but also created sophisticated tools to model and predict its movements. Today, the anti-TH mechanism continues to inspire scientists, historians, and engineers alike. It serves as a reminder that the history of technology is not a simple, linear progression, but a complex and often unpredictable journey of discovery, loss, and rediscovery. The device challenges us to rethink our assumptions about the capabilities of ancient civilizations, and to consider the possibility that there may be other technological marvels from the past that have yet to be uncovered. In a broader sense, the anti-ray mechanism also speaks to the timeless human desire to understand the universe and our place within it. The ancient Greeks looked to the heavens and sought to make sense of the cosmos through observation, calculation, and invention. In doing so, they created a device that even after more than 2,000 years continues to captivate our imaginations and inspire new generations of explorers and thinkers. As we continue to study the anti-Ra mechanism, it remains both a puzzle and a beacon, a challenge to our understanding of history, and a testament to the creativity and ingenuity of our ancestors. Its gears and dials, once hidden beneath layers of corrosion, have come to life again, offering glimpses into the minds of those who created it. The anti-Ra mechanism may never fully reveal its secrets, but in its mystery lies its greatest power, the ability to spark wonder, to fuel curiosity, and to remind us that the past is filled with treasures yet to be discovered. In the end, the anti-Ra mechanism is not just a relic of a bygone era, it is a bridge between the ancient and modern worlds, a symbol of the enduring quest for knowledge that defines the human experience as long as there are questions to be asked and mysteries to be solved. The anti-Ra mechanism will remain a source of fascination, challenging us to look beyond the surface of history and into the depths of human potential. Stonehenge, unraveling the mysteries of England's prehistoric Enigma in the heart of the English countryside. On the wind swept Salisbury Plain stands one of the world's most iconic and enigmatic monuments. Stonehenge, this prehistoric stone circle, composed of massive weathered stones, has captivated the imagination of people for centuries. Despite being one of the most studied and famous ancient sites in the world, the true purpose of Stonehenge remains a subject of intense debate and population. Was it an astronomical observatory, a religious site, a burial ground, or something else entirely? And how did ancient people, with their limited technology, manage to move and arrange these colossal stones with such precision? These questions continue to intrigue archaeologists, historians, and visitors alike, as Stonehenge stands as a silent witness to the mysteries of our distant past. Stonehenge is not just a simple circle of stones, it is a complex monument that was constructed in several stages over a period of more than 1,000 years, beginning around 3000 BC during the Neolithic period. The structure we see today is the result of continuous modifications and additions made by different groups over many generations. The monument is composed of two primary types of stones: the larger sarsen stones, which form the outer circle, and the central trilithons, pairs of vertical stones topped by a horizontal lentil in the smaller blue stones which form an inner horseshoe. In a second circle, the Sarsen stones are a type of sandstone found about 20 miles to the north of Stonehenge, while the Hills in Wales originate from some 150 miles away. This distinction in the origin of the stones is one of the many mysteries surrounding the site, as it raises significant questions about the transportation and significance of these materials. One of the most puzzling aspects of Stonehenge is the sheer size and weight of the stones. The largest of the Sarsen stones weighs an estimated 25 tons, and the tallest stands at about 30 feet high. Moving these stones from their quarries to the site of Stonehenge would have been an enormous challenge for the people of the time. The methods they used to transport these massive stones remain speculative, with theories ranging from the use of wooden rollers and sledges to more complex techniques involving ropes, levers, and even waterways. Once at the site, the stones were arranged with remarkable precision. The Sarsen stones were carefully shaped and fitted together using mortise and tendon joints, a technique more commonly associated with woodworking. This level of craftsmanship suggests that the builders of Stonehenge possessed advanced knowledge of engineering and construction far beyond what was previously thought possible for Neolithic societies. One of the most enduring theories about Stonehenge is that it served as an astronomical observatory. This idea gained traction in the 18th century when antiquarian William Stukeley observed that the monument was aligned with the solstices, the points in the year when the sun is at its highest or lowest in the sky. The most notable alignment occurs at the summer solstice, when the sun rises directly over the heelstone, a single large Sarsen stone located outside the main circle, and casts its rays into the heart of the monument. This alignment suggests that the builders of Stonehenge had a sophisticated understanding of the solar cycle, leading some researchers to propose that the site was used to mark the passage of time-track celestial events, and perhaps even predict eclipses or other astronomical phenomena. The positioning of the stones in the precise alignment with solar events has led to the theory that Stonehenge was an ancient calendar or a site for observing the heavens, a place where the movements of the sun, moon, and stars were studied and perhaps even worshipped. However, while the solstitial alignments are compelling, they do not fully explain the purpose of Stonehenge. The monument's layout does not correspond neatly with known astronomical events, and other features of the site suggest that its use may have extended beyond simple observation of the sky. Another prominent theory is that Stonehenge was a religious or ceremonial site, possibly dedicated to the worship of deities or ancestors. The monument's imposing structure and the effort required to build it suggests that it was a place of great importance to the people who constructed it. Some archaeologists believe that Stonehenge was a center for ancestor worship, where rituals were performed to honor the dead and to ensure the continued favor of the gods. Supporting this theory is the fact that Stonehenge is surrounded by a landscape filled with other prehistoric monuments, including burial mounds known as barrows and other henges, circular earthworks that may have served as ceremonial enclosures. The proximity of these features suggests that the entire area was a sacred landscape where the living and the dead were connected through ritual and tradition. In recent years, excavations have revealed that Stonehenge was likely part of a larger complex that included Durrington Walls, a massive henge located about 2 miles to the northeast, Durrington Walls was a bustling settlement, possibly home to the builders of Stonehenge, and evidence suggests that it was the site of feasts and other communal activities. The connection between Durrington Walls and Stonehenge has led to the theory that the monument was part of a ceremonial journey, with processions moving between the two sites as part of rituals related to life, death, and the afterlife. Another intriguing theory proposes that Stonehenge was a site of healing, attracting people from across the region and perhaps even from distant lands to seek cures for their ailments. This idea is supported by the discovery of human remains at the site that show evidence of illness or injury, as well as the long distances that some of these individuals had traveled to reach Stonehenge. The blue stones in particular are central to this theory. These stones transported from Wales to Stonehenge may have been believed to possess special properties, perhaps due to their color or origin. In the Piri Hills, which were considered sacred, the idea that the blue stones were used in healing rituals is supported by folklore from Wales that attributes healing powers to stones from the Piri region. If Stonehenge was indeed a place of healing, it may have functioned as a prehistoric pilgrimage site, drawing people seeking cures or spiritual renewal. While the purpose of Stonehenge remains debated and erected, is equally enigmatic. The transportation of the Sarsen stones from their source 20 miles away, and the even more remarkable journey of the blue stones from Wales represents a monumental feat of prehistoric engineering. One theory suggests that the stones were transported using wooden sledges which were dragged over logs used as rollers. This method, while labor-intensive, would have been feasible with the coordinated effort of large groups of people. Another possibility is that the stones were moved along a system of wooden tracks, or even floated on rafts along rivers and coastal routes, particularly for the blue stones once at the site. The stones were erected using a combination of ramps, ropes, and levers. Archaeologists believe that earth and ramps may have been constructed to haul the stones upright, with the smaller blue stones likely requiring less complex methods than the massive sarsens. The horizontal lintels, which capped the vertical stones, were likely raised using a combination of ramps and wooden scaffolding. The precision with which the stones were shaped and fitted together indicates a high level of craftsmanship. And planting the mortise and tenon joints that connect the lintels to the uprights, as well as the tongue and groove joints that join the lintels and in are evidence of sophisticated woodworking techniques applied to stone. The builders of Stonehenge clearly possessed advanced knowledge of construction and engineering, though exactly how they acquired and applied this knowledge remains a mystery. Today, Stonehenge continues to be a place of fascination, drawing visitors from around the world who come to marvel at its ancient stones and to contemplate the mysteries of its creation. The site has been the subject of countless studies, debates, and theories, each offering a different perspective on its purpose and significance. Despite these efforts, Stonehenge remains an enigma. Its origin, our purpose, is likely to have been multifaceted, serving as an astronomical observatory, a religious site, a place of healing, or perhaps all of these and more. The monument's construction and its alignment with celestial events suggest a deep connection between the people who built it and the natural world around them, a relationship that was expressed through the creation of one of the most extraordinary structures of the ancient world. the mystery of Stonehenge as part of its enduring appeal. It stands as a testament to the ingenuity, creativity, and spiritual depth of our prehistoric ancestors. The monument stones, weathered by millennia of wind and rain, continue to hold the secrets of a long-lost culture, whispering to us across the ages. As we stand in the shadow of Stonehenge, we are reminded of the vastness of history, the complexity of human civilization, and the mysteries that remain tantalizingly just beyond our grasp. In the end, Stonehenge may never fully reveal its secrets, but perhaps that is what makes it so captivating, the sense that there is always more to discover, more to understand, and more to imagine about this ancient wonder that has stood the test of time. The Great Pyramid of Giza, a monument to the ancient world's mastery and mystery, rising majestically from the sands of Egypt. The Great Pyramid of Giza stands as one of the most awe-inspiring and enduring monuments of the ancient world, built over 4,500 years ago during the reign of Pharaoh Khufu. This colossal structure has captured the imagination of people for millennia. The Great Pyramid, also known as Khufu Pyramid, is not only a testament to the architectural and engineering prowess of the ancient Egyptians, but also a symbol of the mysteries that still surround one of history's greatest civilizations. How was such a monumental structure, built with the tools and knowledge available at the time? What was its true purpose, and how did it come to be the centerpiece of one of the most iconic and enigmatic archaeological sites in the world? These questions continue to fuel intrigue and wonder as we explore the Great Pyramid of Giza, a monument that has stood the test of time. The Great Pyramid of Giza is the largest of the three pyramids that dominate the Giza Plateau, situated on the outskirts of modern-day Cairo, originally standing at 481 feet, 146.640 years, until the completion of Lincoln Cathedral in England during the Middle Ages. Even today, it remains one of the most impressive architectural achievements in human history. The pyramid was constructed during the 4th dynasty of the Old Kingdom, around 2580 to 2560 BC, under the direction of Pharaoh Khufu, also known as Chops. It is estimated that the construction of the pyramid took about 20 years and involved the labor of thousands of workers who were likely skilled craftsmen, engineers, and laborers rather than slaves. As was once popularly believed, the structure is composed of an estimated 2.3 million blocks of limestone and granite, some weighing as much as 80 tons. The precision with which these massive stones assembled has led to widespread admiration and curiosity. The outer casing, originally made of highly polished Turin limestone, would have gleamed in the sun, making the pyramid visible from miles away. Unfortunately, much of this casing has been stripped away over the centuries, leaving the underlying core of rougher stone exposed. One of the enduring mysteries of the Great Pyramid is how the ancient Egyptians managed to transport and assemble such massive stones with the limited technology of the time. Various theories have been proposed, ranging from the use of simple ramps, either straight or spiral, to more complex systems involving levers, pulleys, and counterweights. Some researchers suggest that a combination of methods was employed, allowing workers to maneuver the stones into place. With remarkable accuracy, the pyramid's construction also demonstrates an advanced understanding of geometry and astronomy. The sides of the pyramid are aligned almost perfectly, with the cardinal points north, southeast, and west, deviating by only a fraction of a degree. The base of the pyramid forms an almost perfect square, with sides measuring about 230 meters each. The accuracy of these alignments and measurements has led some to speculate that the ancient Egyptians had access to knowledge or techniques that have since been lost to history. While the construction of the Great Pyramid is a marvel in itself, its purpose has been the subject of debate and speculation for centuries. The most widely accepted theory is that the pyramid was built as a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu, intended to ensure his safe passage to the afterlife and to demonstrate his power and divine status. This theory is supported by the fact that other pyramids built during the Old Kingdom served as royal tombs with elaborate burial chambers containing the pharaoh's mummified remains and treasures meant to accompany them in the afterlife. Inside the Great Pyramid, a series of chambers and passageways have been discovered, including the King's Chamber, which is located near the center of the pyramid and is constructed from massive blocks of granite. Above the King's Chamber are 5 smaller chambers known as the relieving chambers, designed to distribute the weight of the stone above and prevent the chamber from collapsing. The Queen's Chamber, located beneath the King's Chamber, is smaller and less elaborately finished, and its purpose remains unclear. There is also a subterranean chamber, which lies beneath the pyramid's base and may have been an unfinished or abandoned burial chamber. Despite these internal structures, no mummified remains or significant burial artifacts have ever been found inside the Great Pyramid, leading some to question whether it was ever intended to serve as a tomb. Alternative theories have been proposed, ranging from the pyramid being a symbolic representation of the ancient Egyptian cosmology, to it being an astronomical observatory or even a massive power plant. These more speculative theories often draw on the pyramid's precise alignments in the absence of definitive evidence of its function as a tomb. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Great Pyramid is the so-called air shafts that extend from the King's and Queen's chambers to the exterior of the pyramid. These shafts are too narrow to be used for ventilation or as passageways, and their exact purpose remains a mystery. Some researchers believe that the shafts were aligned with certain stars or constellations, suggesting that they may have played a role in religious or astronomical rituals. Others propose that the shafts were symbolic pathways for the pharaoh's soul to ascend to the heavens. Despite centuries of study, the Great Pyramid of Giza continues to guard many of its secrets. One of the most persistent mysteries is how the pyramid was constructed with such precision and on such a massive scale. The logistics of moving millions of tons of stone and assembling them into a structure of perfect symmetry and alignment remain a topic of ongoing research and debate. In recent years, advanced technology has offered new insights into the construction and internal structure of the pyramid. In 2017, a team of researchers using Mound tomography, a type of imaging that detects cosmic rays passing through the pyramid, discovered a previously unknown void or chamber above the Grand Gallery, a long sloping passageway that leads to the King's Chamber. This discovery has sparked renewed interest in the pyramid and raised questions about what might still be hidden within its massive stone walls. The purpose of this newly discovered chamber remains unknown, and it is unclear whether it was part of the original construction or an addition made later. Some speculate that it could be a hidden burial chamber or a storage space, while others believe it may have been part of the construction process used to relieve pressure on the Grand Gallery. Whatever its purpose, the discovery of this chamber suggests to those who seek to understand his mysteries. Another unsolved question relates to the workforce that built the pyramid. While it was once believed that the pyramid was constructed by slaves, evidence now suggests that it was built by a well-organized and skilled labor force, possibly composed of seasonal workers who were housed and fed by the state. Excavations near the Giza plateau have uncovered evidence of workers' villages, complete with bakeries, breweries, and medical facilities, indicating that the pyramid builders were highly valued and well cared for. The Great Pyramid of Giza is not just an architectural marvel, it is also a symbol of the ingenuity, determination, and spiritual depth of the ancient Egyptians. It represents a civilization that, despite its limitations, was able to achieve extraordinary feats of engineering and construction that continue to inspire awe and admiration. Today, the pyramid's legacy extends beyond its physical presence. It has influenced art, architecture, and literature throughout history, serving as a symbol of both human achievement and the mysteries of the past. The Great Pyramid has been a source of fascination for explorers, scholars, and adventurers for centuries, and it continues to attract millions of visitors each year who come to stand in its shadow and contemplate the wonders of the ancient world. In many ways, the Great Pyramid is a monument to the eternal human quest for knowledge and understanding. It challenges us to ask questions, to seek answers, and to push the boundaries of what we know about the world and our place in it. Whether it was built as a tomb, a temple, or something else entirely, the Great Pyramid of Giza remains a powerful reminder of what we can achieve when we dare to dream and to build on a grand scale. The Great Pyramid of Giza stands as one of the most remarkable and enduring monuments in human history. Its construction is a testament to the ingenuity and skill of the ancient Egyptians, and its purpose continues to be a subject of fascination and debate as we continue to explore the mysteries of the pyramid and uncover new insights into its construction and function. We are reminded of the power of the past to inspire and challenge us. The Great Pyramid is more than just a relic of a bygone era. It is a symbol of the human spirit's capacity to create, to build, and to reach for the stars. It is a timeless wonder that transcends the ages, inviting us to marvel at the achievements of those who came before us and to reflect on the mysteries that still remain. As long as the Great Pyramid stands, it will continue to be a source of wonder and inspiration, a monument to the enduring power of human imagination and ingenuity. Go unveiling the world's oldest temple in the dawn of civilization. In the rolling hills of southeastern Turkey, buried beneath millennia of dust and soil, lies one of the most extraordinary archaeological discoveries of the modern era, Exillis. This ancient site, which dates back to approximately 96,000 BC, is often referred to as the world's oldest known temple. Its discovery has not only pushed back the timeline of human civilization, but has also challenged our understanding of the origins of religion, social organization, and monumental architecture. Gökli stands as a testament to the ingenuity and spiritual depth of our early ancestors, raising profound questions about the dawn of civilization and the forces that drove humans to create such a monumental structure long before the advent of cities, writing, or the wheel. The story of Gökli Tepe's discovery begins in the 1960s, when a survey of the region identified a number of small mounds, but it was not until the mid-1990s that the true significance of the site was recognized. German archaeologist C.L.A. Schmidt, who began excavations at the site in 1995, quickly realized that Gökli was not just an ordinary settlement or burial site, but something far more significant. As the layers of earth were peeled away, Schmid and his team uncovered a series of massive stone pillars arranged in circular formations. These pillars, some of which stand over 16 feet tall and weigh up to 20 tons, were intricately carved with images of animals, including lions, snakes, wild boars, and birds. The sheer size and complexity of this site, along with its advanced artistic and architectural features, made it clear that Gökli Tepe was a place of great importance to the people who built it long before the rise of agriculture or established urban centers. What makes Gökli Tepe particularly remarkable is its age. Radiocarbon dating has shown that the site was constructed around 9,600 BC during the pre-pottery Neolithic period, a time when humans were still primarily hunter-gatherers. This predates Stonehenge by over 6,000 years, and the Great Pyramid of Giza by about 7,000 years, making Gökli Tepe the oldest known monumental structure created by humans. The discovery of Gökli has upended previous assumptions of early human societies, suggesting that complex religious and communal structures may have existed long before the development of agriculture. Gökli Tepe is composed of multiple circular enclosures, each defined by a series of massive stone pillars arranged around a central pair of even larger pillars. These central pillars are particularly striking, with their T-shaped tops and detailed carvings, which are believed to represent stylized human figures or deities. The carvings on the pillars are among the oldest examples of representational art, depicting a wide array of animals, abstract symbols, and enigmatic motifs that likely held significant meaning for the site's builders. The construction of Gökli Tepe would have required a high degree of coordination in organization, as well as specialized knowledge of stoneworking and construction techniques. The fact that such a massive undertaking was accomplished by a society that had not yet developed agriculture or permanent settlements suggests that the people who built Gökli were organized into large cooperative groups capable of sustained efforts over long periods of time. One of the most intriguing aspects of Gökli is its apparent lack of domestic structures or evidence of long-term habitation, unlike later temples or religious sites, which were typically located within or near settled communities. Gökli appears to have been a purely ceremonial or religious site where people gathered for rituals and other communal activities. This has led some researchers to suggest that the construction of Gökli Tepe may have played a role in the development of social hierarchies and the eventual transition to settled agricultural societies. The true purpose of Gökli Tepe remains one of its greatest mysteries. While it is widely believed to have been a religious or ceremonial site, the specific rituals and beliefs associated with it are unknown. The carvings of animals and abstract symbols on the pillars suggest a connection to the spiritual or supernatural world, but their exact meaning remains elusive. Some archaeologists believe that Gökli Tepe was a site for ancestor worship, or a place where the dead were honored, given the prominence of animal motive thieves that could represent protective spirits or totems. Others speculate that the site was used for communal feasts, possibly tied to seasonal cycles or other significant events in the lives of its builders. The absence of obvious burial remains or offerings, however, complicates these interpretations. One of the most provocative theories is that Gaki may have been a center for a cult of the dead, or a place where shamans or religious leaders conducted rituals intended to ensure the community's PR prosperity and survival. The site's remote location and its focus on monumental architecture suggests that it was a place of pilgrimage where people from surrounding areas gathered to participate in rituals and ceremonies that reinforce social cohesion and shared beliefs. The scale and complexity of Gökli Tepe have led some researchers to propose that the construction of the site itself may have been a form of ritual. The act of building such a monumental structure, requiring the cooperation and effort of large groups of people, could have been a way of creating and maintaining social bonds as well as expressing collective religious devotion. The discovery of Gökli Tepe has had a profound impact on our understanding of the origins of civilization. Prior to its excavation, it was widely believed that the development of agriculture was the key factor that led to the rise of complex societies, including the construction of temples and other monumental structures. However, Gökli challenges this narrative by suggesting that complex religious and social structures may have emerged before and perhaps even spurred the development of agriculture. The idea that a site as monumental and sophisticated as Gökli Tepe could have been built by a society of hunter-gatherers is a revolutionary concept. It suggests that the desire to create communal spaces for ritual and religious activities may have been a driving force in the transition from nomadic to life. In other words, the construction of Gökli may have been a catalyst for the development of agriculture and the rise of the first permanent settlements. This new perspective has led to a re-evaluation of the relationship between religion, social organization, and the development of early human societies. Gökli suggests that spiritual or religious motivations may have played a central role in the emergence of civilization, with the construction of large-scale religious sites serving as a focal point for the development of social hierarchies, labor specialization, and long-term planning. The mysteries of Gökli Tepe, unanswered questions in future research. Despite decades of research, Gökli Tepe continues to raise more questions than it answers. Many aspects of the site remain shrouded in mystery. Its builders, including the meaning of its carvings and the nature of the rituals performed there. The absence of written records or clear evidence of habitation means that much of what we know about Gökli is based on interpretation and speculation. One of the most intriguing mysteries is why the site was deliberately buried around 8000 BC, approximately 1,600 years after its construction. Began the fact that the enclosures were carefully covered with soil and debris rather than simply abandoned suggests that the burial was intentional and possibly ritualistic. Some researchers have speculated that the burial of Gökli may have marked a significant cultural or religious shift, perhaps related to the transition to agricultural societies or the rise of new religious practices. Another area of ongoing research is the relationship between Gökli Tepe and other Neolithic sites in the region. Some scholars believe that Gökli Tepe was part of a broader network of ceremonial centers connected by shared religious practices and cultural traditions. The discovery of similar though smaller T-shaped pillars at other sites in southeastern Turkey suggest that Gokey may have been the center of a wider cultural and religious phenomenon. As excavation and research continue, new discoveries at Golia and related sites may help to shed light on these and other mysteries. Advanced technologies such as ground-penetrating radar and 3D imaging are being used to explore the site and uncover additional structures and features that may provide further insights into the lives and beliefs of the people who built Gokey. Gokey stands as a powerful reminder of the ingenuity, creativity, and spiritual depth of our early ancestors. It challenges us to reconsider the origins of civilization and the forces that shape the development of human societies. The site's age, complexity, insignificance make it one of the most important archaeological discoveries of the modern era, offering a window into a world that existed more than 11,000 years ago. The legacy of Gökli tape extends beyond its impact on archaeology and our understanding of prehistory. It serves as a symbol of the enduring human quest for meaning, community, and connection with the divine. The people who built Gokey long before the advent of writing cities or advanced technology were driven by the same desires and questions that continue to shape our world today as we continue to explore and study Göktepe. We are reminded of the profound eyes that still lie hidden in the past. The site's monumental pillars, carved with images of animals and symbols, stand as a testament to the creativity and vision of the people who built it, a vision that continues to inspire and challenge us. To this day, Gokey is more than just an archaeological site. It is a gateway to the past, offering a glimpse into the lives, beliefs, and aspirations of some of the earliest humans to walk the earth. Its discovery has reshaped our understanding of the origins of civilization and has opened new avenues of research into the role of religion, community, and social organization in the development of human societies. The mysteries of Gokey may never be fully solved, but the questions it raises continue to captivate and inspire. As we stand in the shadow of its ancient pillars, we are reminded of the deep connections that link us to our distant ancestors and the enduring quest to understand our place in the world. Gokey is a monument to the power of human imagination and the enduring legacy of those who dare to dream and build at the dawn of civilization. The Beeman Road unveiling the mystery of the underwater rock formation in the Bahamas. Off the coast of Bimini in the Bahamas, beneath the clear turquoise waters of the Atlantic Ocean, lies an enigmatic underwater rock formation that has sparked debate and intrigue for decades, known as the Beeman Road. This formation appears to be a series of large rectangular stones arranged in a straight line, resembling a road or wall. The discovery of the Bimini Road has led to a flurry of speculation, with some believing it to be a remnant of the legendary lost civilization of Atlantis, while others argue that it is simply a natural geological formation. This underwater mystery continues to captivate the imaginations of archaeologists, explorers, and those fascinated by ancient myths and legends. The Beeman Road was first discovered in 1968 by a team of divers led by Dr. J. Manson Valentine, an American archaeologist and adventurer, while exploring the shallow waters off the coast of North Bimini Island. The formation, located about 18 feet below the surface, consists of a series of large, flat limestone blocks, each measuring several feet across, arranged in a straight line extending for about half a mile. The stones are remarkably uniform in size and shape, and they appear to be carefully positioned, leading to the impression that they form a man-made structure. The discovery of the Bimey Road immediately, because of its resemblance to descriptions of ancient roads or walls from lost civilizations. The timing of the discovery was also significant, as it came just a few years after the famous psychic Edgar Cayce had predicted that remnants of Atlantis would be found near Bremen in the late 1960s. Cayce's followers quickly seized upon the Bimey Road as evidence of this prediction, and the site soon became a focal point for those seeking to prove the existence of Atlantis. The legend of Atlantis, first mentioned by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, tells of a powerful and advanced civilization that existed thousands of years ago and was ultimately destroyed in a cataclysmic event, sinking beneath the waves. According to P.L., Atlantis was a large island located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, the Strait of Gibraltar, and its people possessed advanced knowledge and technology. For those who believe in the existence of Atlantis, the Beeman Road represents a tennal clue that the fabled civilization may have been real. The idea that the formation could be the remains of an ancient harbor, a roadway, or a wall built by the Atlantean fits well with the narrative of a highly advanced society capable of constructing large-scale AR architectural works. Proponents of this theory argue that the size, shape, and arrangement of the stones are too regular and consistent to be a natural formation, suggesting that they were purposefully placed by human hands. Supporters of the Atlantis connection also point to other underwater discoveries in the region, such as similar formations near Andros Island and the purported remains of ancient structures off the coast of Cuba, as evidence of a broader network of submerged ruins that could be linked to a lost civilization. These discoveries have fueled speculation that Atlantis may have been located in the Caribbean or the Atlantic Ocean rather than in the Mediterranean or beyond the Strait of Gibraltar as traditionally believed. While the idea of the Beeman Road as a remnant of Atlantis is certainly captivating, many scientists and geologists argue that the formation is a natural geological feature rather than the work of an ancient civilization. The prevailing scientific explanation is that the Beeman Road is composed of naturally occurring beach rock sedimentary rock that forms along shorelines in tropical and subtropical regions. Beach rock is created when sand shells, coral fragments, and other sediments are cemented together by minerals dissolved in seawater, forming hard, flat layers of rock. Over time, these layers can break apart in a road, resulting in large, rectangular blocks that can resemble man-made structures. The straight lines and regular shapes observed in the Beeman Road could be the result of natural processes such as fracturing, weathering, and the movement of tectonic plates. Geologists who have studied the Beeman Road point out that similar formations can be found in other parts of the world, including along the coasts of the Mediterranean, the Indian Ocean, and the Pacific. These formations are widely recognized as natural occurrences formed by the same geological processes that are believed to have created the Beeman Road. Additionally, radiocarbon dating of the beach rock samples from the site indicates that the formation is relatively young, dating to around 3,000 to 5,000 years ago, long after the time when Atlantis was said to have existed. The debate over the origin of the Beeman Road continues to this day, with both sides presenting compelling arguments. Those who support the idea of a man-made structure often point to the precision and alignment of the stones as well as the possibility that they were part of a larger complex that is yet to be fully uncovered. They argue that the formation's regularity and apparent purposefulness are difficult to explain as purely natural phenomena. On the other hand, skeptics and scientists maintain that the formation is entirely natural, the result of well-understood geological processes that can create features resembling man-made structures. They emphasize that extraordinary claims, such as the existence of Atlantis, require extraordinary evidence, and so far, no definitive proof has been found to confirm that the Beeman Road is anything other than a natural formation. Further complicating the debate is the fact that the underwater environment makes excavation and detailed study of the Beeman Road challenging. The site is subject to strong currents, shifting sands, and the corrosive effects of saltwater, which can obscure evidence and make it difficult to conduct thorough investigations. As a result, much of the research on the Beeman Road remains inconclusive, leaving room for speculation and interpretation, regardless of its origins. The Beeman Road has captured the imagination of countless people, becoming a symbol of the enduring human fascination with lost civilizations and the mysteries of the ancient world. The idea that a road or wall from Atlantis might lie continues to inspire explorers, researchers, and enthusiasts to seek out evidence of humanity's forgotten past. The B Road also serves as a reminder of the power of myth and legend to shape our understanding of history. The story of Atlantis, though rooted in ancient Greek philosophy, has evolved over the centuries into a powerful narrative that speaks to our collective curiosity about the rise and fall of civilizations, the potential for advanced knowledge lost to time, and the mysteries that still lie hidden beneath the surface of our world for some. The Beeman Road is a tantalizing hint of what might yet be discovered, a gateway to the secrets of an ancient world that once thrived in ways we can only imagine. For others, it is a fascinating natural formation that challenges us to better understand the geological forces that shape our planet. The Beeman Road remains one of the most intriguing and debated underwater formations in the world. Whether it is a remnant of the lost civilization of Atlantis or a natural geological feature, the formation continues to spark the imagination and fuel the debate over the mysteries of the past. As long as the Beeman Road endures beneath the waves, it will remain a symbol of the enduring quest to uncover the truths hidden in the depths of our history. In the end, the Beeman Road represents more than just a series of stones on the ocean floor. It embodies the human desire to explore, to question, and to seek out the unknown, whether it is a man-made structure or a natural formation. The Beeman Road challenges us to keep searching, keep asking questions, and keep pushing the boundaries of what we know about the world and its ancient civilizations. The Anunnaki, Sumerian gods, ancient myths, and modern controversies. In the rich tapestry of Sumerian mythology, the Anunnaki stand out as some of the most powerful and enigmatic figures. These gods, who were believed to have descended from the heavens to create and rule over humanity, played a central role in the religious beliefs and cultural narratives of one of the world's oldest civilizations. The Anunnaki were revered as the divine beings who shaped the world and governed its fate, serving as intermediaries between the human realm and the cosmic order. However, in recent decades, the Anunnaki have also become the subject of fringe theories that suggest they were not just mythological figures, but extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth in ancient times. While these interpretations have captured the imagination of many, they remain highly controversial and are widely disputed by mainstream scholars. The Anunnaki first appear in the religious texts and epic stories of ancient Sumer, a civilization that flourished in the region of Mesopotamia in present-day Iraq around 4,500 to 1,900 BC. The Sumerians are credited with many of the foundational elements of civilization, including the invention of writing, the creation of city-states, and the development of complex religious systems. At the heart of their mythology were the Anunnaki, a group of deities who were believed to be the offspring of M, the sky god, and K, the earth goddess. The name Anunnaki is often translated as those who came from the heavens or the princely offspring, reflecting their status as divine beings who wielded immense power. According to Sumerian belief, the Anunnaki were responsible for creating humanity, establishing the law of civilization, and overseeing the fate of the world. They were often depicted as powerful, wise, and sometimes capricious gods who had a direct influence on the lives of humans. The Anunnaki played a central role in several key Sumerian myths, including the Epic of Gilgamesh and the Enuma Elish, the latter of which describes the creation of the world and the establishment of order by the gods. In these stories, the Anunnaki are portrayed as both creators and rulers, with the power to bestow blessings or bring destruction. They were believed to reside in the heavens, but maintained a close connection to the earthly realm, interacting with humans through temples, rituals, and oracles in Sumerian cosmology. The Anunnaki were also associated with the underworld, where they presided over the dead and ensured the proper functioning of the cosmic order. The dual role of the Anunnaki as both celestial and Catholic underworld deities reflects the complex and multifaceted nature of their worship, which encompass both the life-giving and destructive aspects of the divine. While the Anunnaki were firmly rooted in Sumerian mythology as gods, a modern reinterpretation of these ancient beings has emerged, proposing that they were not deities at all, but rather extraterrestrial visitors, both the life-giving and destructive aspects of the divine. While the Anunnaki were firmly rooted in Sumerian mythology as gods, a modern reinterpretation of these ancient beings has emerged, proposing that they were not deities at all, but rather extraterrestrial visitors who came to Earth in the distant past. This idea was century popularized by several authors, most notably Saqqara, whose book The 12th Planet, published in 1976, became a cornerstone of what is often referred to as the ancient astronaut theory. Sight's theory is based on his interpretation of Sumerian texts, which he claimed revealed that the Anunnaki were beings from a distant planet called Nehru, which supposedly orbits the sun on a long elliptical path. According to Satan, the Anunnaki came to Earth to mine gold, which they needed to sustain their planet's atmosphere. Finding the laborious work too difficult, they genetically engineered humans to serve as their workforce, blending their own DNA with that of early hominids to create a new species. Modern humans, Sitchin's ideas have been embraced by some as an alternative explanation for the origins of humanity in ancient civilizations, suggesting that many of the technological and architectural achievements of the past, such as the construction of the pyramids and other monumental structures, were the result of knowledge imparted by the Anunnaki. Proponents of this theory often point to the apparent sophistication of ancient cultures, the precise alignment of ancient structures with celestial bodies, and the enduring myths of gods descending from the heavens as evidence of extraterrestrial involvement. The theory that the Anunnaki were extraterrestrial beings has been met with significant criticism and skepticism from mainstream scholars and experts in the fields of archaeology, anthropology, and ancient history. The primary objection to Sitchin's theory is that it is based on a highly speculative and selective interpretation of ancient texts, rather than on credible evidence or established methodologies. One of the main criticisms is that Sitchin's translation and interpretation of Sumerian texts are not supported by linguistic experts. Sua Studio Language and Literature argue that Sitchin's readings of key words and concepts are inaccurate and often taken out of context. For example, the word Anunnaki is commonly understood to refer to a group of deities, not extraterrestrial beings, and there is no reference to a planet named Nibiru in any authentic Sumerian text. Furthermore, scholars point out that the ancient Sumerians had a rich and complex mythology that, like other mythological systems, was rooted in their understanding of the natural world, their religious beliefs, and their social and political structures. The idea that the Anunnaki were divine beings who played a role in creation and governance is consistent with the broader patterns of mythology found in other ancient cultures, where gods and goddesses were often depicted as powerful entities who shaped the world and influenced human affairs. Mainstream academics also argue that attributing the achievements of ancient civilizations to extraterrestrial intervention diminishes the accomplishments of those cultures and overlooks the evidence of gradual development and innovation that characterizes human history. The construction of monumental structures, like the pyramids, for example, can be explained through a combination of archaeological evidence, historical records, and an understanding of the technological capabilities of the time. Despite the widespread rejection of the extraterrestrial interpretation of the Anunnaki by scholars, the theory remains popular in certain circles and continues to capture the imagination of those intrigued by the possibility of ancient aliens and lost civilizations. The idea of the Anunnaki as alien visitors has been featured in numerous books, documentaries, and online forums, where it is often linked to broader discussions about the origins of humanity, the mysteries of the ancient world, and the potential for advanced knowledge lost to history. The enduring appeal of the Anunnaki as extraterrestrials can be attributed to several factors. First, the concept of gods descending from the heavens to interact with humans is a common theme in many mythologies, making the leap to an extraterrestrial interpretation appealing to those who are open to alternative explanations. Second, the idea of ancient aliens offers a way to explain the seemingly inexplicable achievements of early civilizations, providing a narrative that connects the past to the present and the future. Finally, the Anunnaki as extraterrestrials tap into a deep-seated human fascination with the unknown and the possibility of contact with otherworldly beings in a world where science fiction and popular culture often explore themes of extraterrestrial life and cosmic mysteries. The Anunnaki serve as a bridge between ancient myth and modern imagination. The Anunnaki occupy a unique place in both ancient mythology and contemporary thought. In the context of Sumerian religion, they were revered as powerful gods who played a central role in the creation and governance of the world, embodying the belief and values of one of the earliest human civilizations. Their stories, preserved in the epic literature and offer valuable insights into the spiritual and cultural life of the ancient Sumerians. In modern times, the Anunnaki have taken on a new identity as possible extraterrestrial visitors, a concept popularized by fringe theories that challenge conventional understandings of history and human origins. While these theories are widely disputed by scholars, they continue to captivate the public imagination, reflecting our ongoing fascination with the mysteries of the past and the possibility of otherworldly influences on human history. Ultimately, the story of the Anunnaki is a testament to the enduring power of myth and the ways in which ancient beliefs can be reinterpreted and reimagined to resonate with new generations, whether viewed as gods or aliens. The Anunnaki remain a symbol of humanity's quest to understand the universe and our place within it, a quest that continues to inspire and challenge us. To this day, the Baghdad Battery, an ancient artifact shrouded in mystery. In the annals of archaeological discoveries, few artifacts have sparked as much debate and curiosity as the so-called Baghdad Battery, unearthed in Iraq. And dating back to approximately 200 BC, the small, unassuming object bears a striking resemblance to a modern-day battery. Its simple construction, a clay jar with an iron rod encased in a copper cylinder, has led some to speculate that it might have been used to generate electricity long before the invention of the first known batteries in the 18th century. However, despite decades of speculation and study, the true purpose of the Baghdad Battery remains a mystery, with scholars divided over whether it was indeed an early form of electrical device or something entirely different. The Baghdad Battery was discovered in the 1930s during archaeological excavations at Kuwait Rabu, a village near modern-day Baghdad. The excavation, led by German archaeologist Wilhelm Kig, uncovered a number of artifacts from the Parthian period, a time when the region was under the control of the Parthian Empire. 247 BC, 224 AD. Among these artifacts was a small, undecorated clay jar about 6 inches tall, with an iron rod and a copper cylinder inside it. The jar was sealed with bitumen, a type of natural asphalt, and the components appeared to be arranged in a way that suggested a functional purpose. At first glance, the jar seemed to be a simple container, but its unusual construction intrigued Koek. He proposed that the jar, with its combination of copper and iron, could be a primitive battery capable of generating a small electrical current if filled with an acidic liquid like vinegar or lemon juice. This hypothesis was groundbreaking at the time, as it suggested that the people of the Parthian Empire might have possessed knowledge of electrochemical processes centuries before the first modern batteries were invented. The Baghdad Battery consists of 3 main components: a clay jar, a copper cylinder, and an iron rod. The copper cylinder is made from a rolled sheet of copper, which is sealed at the bottom with a copper disc and insulated from the rest of the jar by a layer of bitumen. The iron rod, positioned in the center of the copper cylinder, is also insulated from the copper by bitumen and extends out of the top of the jar. When modern researchers reconstructed the device and filled the jar with an acidic liquid, they found that it could indeed produce a small electrical charge similar to that of a basic galvanic cell. In theory, this simple electrochemical reaction occurs when the acid acts as an electrolyte, facilitating the flow of electrons from the iron rod, which acts as the anode, to the copper cylinder, the cathode. This process generates a small voltage, which in a modern context is the basic principle behind battery operation. The idea that the Baghdad battery could have been used to generate electricity has led to much speculation about its potential applications. Some researchers have suggested that it could have been used for electroplating coating objects with a thin layer of metal, such as gold or silver. This process requires a steady flow of electricity, and if the Baghdad battery was capable of producing a consistent voltage, it could have been used to gild small objects or decorative items. Another possibility is that the device was used for medicinal or therapeutic purposes. The ancient Greeks and Romans were known to use electric fish to treat ailments like headaches and gout. And it is conceivable that the Parthians might have experimented with using small electrical currents for similar purposes. However, there is no direct evidence to support this theory, and it remains speculative. Despite the intriguing possibilities, the idea that the Baghdad battery was used to generate electricity remains highly controversial. Many scholars argue that the artifact is more likely a simple storage jar or a container for holding scrolls or other small objects rather than an early battery. The similarities to a modern battery, they argue, are coincidental function, and critics of the battery hypothesis point out that there is no direct evidence that the Parthians or other ancient cultures in the region had knowledge of electrochemistry or used electricity in any practical applications. The absence of other similar devices or clear references to the use of electricity in ancient TCH further weakens the case for the Baghdad battery as a functional electrical device. Moreover, the acidic liquid needed to generate electricity has never been found inside any of the jars covered at the site, leading some to suggest that the idea of the Baghdad battery as a power source is purely speculative without more concrete evidence. It is difficult to definitively prove that the device was intended to generate electricity. On the other hand, proponents of the battery theory argue that the unusual construction of the jar with its combination of metal components in insulating baman suggests a specific and purposeful design that goes beyond simple storage. They contend that the device's ability to produce electricity when reconstructed using available materials cannot be dismissed as mere coincidence, given the lack of consensus on the purpose of the Baghdad battery. Alternative explanations have been proposed. Some researchers believe that the jar may have had a symbolic or ritualistic function rather than a practical one in ancient Mesopotamia. As in many other cultures, metal objects, especially those made of copper and iron, were often associated with religious or ceremonial practices. The combination of these materials in the Baghdad battery could indicate that it was used in rituals, perhaps as a symbolic representation of power or divine energy. Another possibility is that the jar was used in alchemical experiments. Alchemy was practiced in various forms across the ancient world, including in the Middle East, and often involved the use of metals, minerals, and other substances in the pursuit of transmutation or the creation of elixir. The Baghdad battery might have been part of such experiments, though this too remains speculative despite the ongoing debate over its true purpose. The Baghdad battery remains one of the most intriguing artifacts from the ancient world. It serves as a reminder of the ingenuity and creativity of past civilizations, and it challenges us to reconsider what we think we know about the history of technology and science. The mystery of the Baghdad battery also highlights the complexities of interpreting ancient artifacts without written records or clear contextual evidence, it is often difficult to determine the true function of objects from the distant past. This uncertainty opens the door to multiple interpretations, some of which may be more plausible than others, but all of which contribute to our understanding of ancient cultures and their achievements. The Baghdad Battery stands as a symbol of the mysteries that still linger in the shadows of history. Whether it was a primitive battery, a ritual object, or simply a storage jar, the artifact continues to captivate the imagination of scholars and enthusiasts alike. Its discovery invites us to explore the boundaries of ancient knowledge and to consider the possibility that there is still much to learn about the technologies and practices of the past, as long as the true purpose of the Baghdad Battery remains unknown. It will continue to be a source of fascination and debate, a small ancient object that holds within it the potential to reshape our understanding of history and the capabilities of the people who came before us. Whether we ever find a definitive answer or not, the Baghdad Battery remains a powerful reminder of the enduring mysteries of our shared human heritage. The crystal skulls, mystical artifacts, or modern forgeries amid the vast landscape of enigmatic artifacts that have surfaced throughout history, few have captured the imagination as powerfully as the crystal skulls. These life-sized sculptures, meticulously carved from clear or milky quartz, have been found in various locations around the world, often attributed to the ancient civilizations of Mesoamerica, such as the Maya and the Aztec. Their origins, purpose, and even authenticity have been the subject of heated debate among archaeologists, historians, and enthusiasts for decades. Some believe those skulls possess mystical powers, serving as relics of a lost advanced civilization, possibly with connections to extraterrestrial beings. Others argue that they are nothing more than modern forgeries created to deceive and capitalize on the fascination with the mysterious and the unknown. Despite the controversy surrounding them, the crystal skulls remain shrouded in intrigue blending myth, science, and the enduring allure of ancient mysteries. The crystal skull first gained widespread attention in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, a time when interest in the ancient civilizations of Mesoamerica was at its peak. These skulls, often described as intricately detailed, were reportedly discovered in various locations across Mexico, Central America, and South America. The most famous of these artifacts is the Mitchell-Hedges skull, which was purportedly found in 1924 by Anna Mitchell-Hedges, the adopted daughter of British explorer Frederick Albert. Mitchell-Hedges, while they were excavating the ruins of an ancient Mayan city in Linton Biz, the Mitchell-Hedges skull, carved from a single block of clear quartz, is particularly striking. Due to its detailed craftsmanship, it features a detachable lower jaw and a smooth, polished surface that gives it an eerie, lifelike appearance. According to Mitchell-Hedges, the skull was used by ancient Mayan priests during rituals to eject death or cause illness through its mystical powers. This skull, along with others discovered around the same time, quickly became the focus of various legends and speculations about their origins and significance. Other notable crystal skulls include the British Mum skull, the Paris skull, and the Smithsonian skull, all of which have been linked to ancient Mesoamerican cultures. These artifacts are often referred to as Mayan crystal skulls, though there are association with the remains a matter of debate. The skulls are typically made from clear or milky quartz, a material that was highly prized in ancient cultures for its purported spiritual properties and its use in various ceremonial contexts. The cultural significance of the crystal skulls has been amplified by the legends that have grown around them. Some claim that the skulls possess mystical powers, such as the ability to heal, provide visions, or even prevent global disasters, according to one popular legend. There are 13 crystal skulls scattered across the world, and when brought together, they will reveal hidden knowledge vital to the survival of humanity. This myth has been popularized by numerous books, documentaries, and films. Most notably, the 2008 movie Indiana Jones in the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which portrayed the skulls as relics of an ancient extraterrestrial civilization. The origins of the crystal skulls have been a topic of intense debate among scholars, with opinions divided between those who believe the skulls are genuine artifacts of ancient civilizations and those who argue that they are modern creations, likely produced in the 19th or early 19th century. 20th century proponents of the theory that the skulls are ancient relics often point to their association with the Maya and other Mesoamerican cultures, as well as the extraordinary craftsmanship evident in their creation. The precision with which the skulls have been carved from quartz, a notoriously hard and brittle material, suggests a high level of skill and technological capability. Some believe that the skulls were used in religious or ceremonial practices, possibly as symbols of death and rebirth, or as tools for communication with the spirit world. However, the lack of verifiable archaeological context for the skulls has cast significant doubt on their authenticity as ancient artifacts. None of the crystal skulls have been discovered in documented excavations conducted by professional archaeologists. Instead, they have typically surfaced through private collectors or have been acquired by museums with little to no provenance, raising questions about their true origins. Scientific analysis has further complicated the debate studies conducted on several of the most famous crystal skulls, including those in the collections of the British Museum and the Smithsonian Institution, have revealed tool marks that are consistent with modern carving techniques such as rotary wheels and other mechanical tools. These findings suggest that the skulls were likely created in the 19th or early 20th century, rather than by ancient Mesoamerican artisans. The type of quartz used in the skulls has also raised suspicions. While quartz was indeed valued by ancient cultures, the specific type of quartz found in some of the crystal skulls does not originate from the regions where they were allegedly discovered. For example, the quartz used in the British Museum skull has been traced to Brazil or Madagascar rather than Central America, suggesting that the material was imported and likely worked by modern craftsmen. Given these inconsistencies, many experts believe that the crystal skulls were created as forgeries or replicas during a time when there was a burgeoning market for Mesoamerican artifacts in the late 19th century. As European explorers and collectors became increasingly fascinated with the ancient cultures of the Americas, there was a significant demand for exotic and mysterious objects that could be displayed in museums or private collections. The crystal skulls, with their eerie appearance and supposed connection to ancient rituals, would have been highly desirable items in this context, despite the evidence suggesting that the crystal skulls are modern creations. They continue to be revered by many as objects of significance. Within New Age and alternative spiritual communities, the skulls are often believed to possess unique powers, such as the ability to, or ancient wisdom-enhanced psychic abilities, or serve as conduits for healing energy. These beliefs are closely tied to the properties of quartz itself, which is considered a powerful crystal. In many spiritual practices, quartz is believed to amplify energy aid in meditation and promote spiritual growth. The crystal skulls being carved from this material and shaped into the form of a human skull, a symbol of both death and the seed of consciousness, are thought to embody a potent combination of spiritual and physical energies. Proponents of the mystical properties of the crystal skulls often claim that the skulls can record and transmit information similar to how a computer stores data. Some believe that the skulls contain encoded messages from an ancient or extraterrestrial civilization waiting to be unlocked by those who are spiritually attuned. These ideas, while lacking scientific support, continue to resonate with individuals who are drawn to the symbolism and mystery of the skulls. The idea that the skulls are connected to an advanced ancient civilization, possibly with extraterrestrial origins, has also been popularized by fringe theories. Some suggest that the crystal skulls are relics of a lost civilization, such as Atlantis or Lemuria, which possessed advanced knowledge and technology that has since been forgotten. Others believe that the skulls were created by extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth in the distant past and left the skulls as a form of communication or as a legacy of their presence. The controversy surrounding the crystal skulls has only added to their allure, while mainstream scholars largely dismiss the idea that the skulls are ancient artifacts with mystical powers. The ongoing debate has kept the skulls in the public eye, ensuring their place in both popular culture and the annals of unexplained phenomena. For those who believe in the mystical or extraterrestrial origins of the crystal skulls, the lack of definitive answers only deepens the mystery. The skulls have become symbols of the unknown, representing the possibility that there are still secrets from the past waiting to be uncovered, and that ancient civilizations may have possessed knowledge far beyond what we currently understand. Even among skeptics, the crystal skulls are recognized as remarkable works of art, regardless of their true age or origin. The craftsmanship involved in creating these objects is undeniably impressive, and their aesthetic appeal is undeniable. Whether they are ancient relics or modern creations, the skulls have become iconic symbols of mystery and intrigue, inspiring countless books, documentaries, and artistic works. The crystal skulls occupy a unique space at the intersection of history, mythology, and popular culture. They challenge us to consider the boundaries between fact and fiction, and to explore the ways in which myth and legend can shape our understanding of the past, whether viewed as ancient relics imbued with mystical powers or as modern forgeries designed to deceive and captivate. The crystal skulls remain objects of fascination that provoke wonder and curiosity. Their legacy is a testament to the enduring human desire to connect with the unknown and to seek out the mysteries that lie just beyond the reach of scientific explanation. The crystal skulls remind us that the past is not always as straightforward as it seems, and that the stories we tell about history are often as important as the facts themselves. The crystal skulls, with their eerie beauty and enigmatic origins, continue to captivate the imagination of people around the world. Whether they are ancient artifacts with mystical powers or modern creations crafted to intrigue and mystify, the skulls serve as powerful symbols of the mysteries that still linger at the edges of our understanding. As long as the true origins of the crystal skulls remain clear, they will continue to be the subject of fascination, debate, and speculation, objects that provoke both the imagination and the intellect in a world where so much has been discovered and explained. The crystal skulls stand as a reminder that some mysteries may never be fully solved, and that the allure of the unknown is a powerful force that drives us to explore, discover, and dream. In the end, the crystal skulls are more than just objects. They are vessels for the stories, legends, and dreams that have been woven around them. They invite us to ponder the mysteries of the past, to question what we know, and to keep searching for the truths that lie hidden in the shadows of history. Whether they are ancient relics or modern marvels, the crystal skulls hold a special place in the world of the unexplained, offering a glimpse into the mysteries that continue to captivate the human spirit. The Mundong Count calendar, the 2012 phenomenon, and its enduring legacy, on December 21st was gripped by a mixture of fascination and fear as it awaited what some believed would be the end of the world. This date marked the end of the 13th Bacan of the May and Long Count calendar, a monumental cycle in the ancient calendar system used by the Maya civilization. For years leading up to this date, speculation and sensationalism had fueled a widespread belief that the Maya had predicted a cataclysmic event or even the apocalypse. However, as the day came and went without incident, it became clear that these interpretations were not grounded in the actual beliefs or scientific knowledge of the Maya. Instead, the 2012 phenomenon brought renewed attention to the sophisticated astronomical and mathematical achievements of the Maya and highlighted the importance of understanding ancient cultures on their own terms. The Mayan law count calendar, far from being a doomsday prophecy, remains a testament to the ingenuity of one of the world's most advanced ancient civilizations. The Maya, who flourished in what is now southern Mexico, Guatemala, Biz, and parts of Honduras and El Salvador, developed one of the most sophisticated calendrical systems in the ancient world. Central to this system was the long count calendar, which the Maya used to track vast spans of time in, like the cyclical nature of other Mesoamerican calendars such as the 260-day Sulin and the 365-day Hab. The long count was linear, allowing the Maya to record historical events and project into the future over periods of thousands of years. The long count calendar is based on a Bimal base 2 system which the Maya used for counting and mathematical calculations. The calendar is composed of units of time, each representing a specific number of days kin: 1 day, wheel, 20 days, 20 kin, tun, 360 days, 18, wheel, katun, 7un, 100 days, 20 tun, bakun, 144,000 days, 20 katun. The long count calendar was designed to track the passage of time from a mythical starting point, often correlated with August 11th, 3114 BC in the Gregorian calendar. This starting point was considered the beginning of the current creation, and the calendar proceeded in a linear fashion. From that date, one of the most significant aspects of the long count calendar is its ability to accurately track and predict astronomical events. The Maya were keen observers of the sky, and their calendar was closely tied to the movements of celestial bodies, particularly the sun, the moon, and Venus. This allowed them to predict solar eclipses, plan agricultural activities, and schedule religious ceremonies with great precision. The date, December 21st, 2012, marked the completion of the 13th Baktun in the long count calendar, a milestone that, according to the Maya, signaled the end of one great cycle and the beginning of another. The number 13 held special significance in man cosmology, representing a complete cycle of creation. While the Maya did not view this date as the end of the world, it was nonetheless a time of transition and renewal, potentially marked by significant changes. The notion that December 21st, 2012 would be the end of the world gained traction in the late 20th and early 2000 and late 21st centuries, fueled by a combination of New Age beliefs, popular culture, and sensationalist media. This interpretation of the Maya calendar was largely based on a misunderstanding of Mayan timekeeping and cosmology, conflating the end of one cycle with the end of time itself. Books, documentaries, and movies cap is on the apocalyptic predictions and a global phenomenon was born. One of the key drivers of the 2012 doomsday theory was the alignment of the winter solstice with the galactic center, an event that some interpreted as having cosmic significance. However, this alignment, while interesting from an astronomical perspective, was not unique to 2012 and did not hold the dire implications that were often ascribed to it. As the fateful day approached, scientists, archaeologists, and Mayan scholars worked to dispel the myths and clarify the true meaning of the Mayan calendar. They emphasized that the Maya viewed time as cyclical and that the end of the 13th Bakan was not an apocalyptic event, but rather the beginning of a new cycle, much like the transition from one year to the next in the Gregorian calendar. In fact, inscriptions found at Maya sites suggest that the Maya anticipated dates far beyond 2012, in indicating that their concept of time extended well into the future. While the 2012 phenomenon has largely faded into memory, it served to highlight the remarkable achievements of the Maya in the fields of astronomy and mathematics. The long count calendar is a testament to their deep understanding of the cosmos and their ability to develop a complex system that accurately tracked both short and long periods of time. The Mayas' expertise in astronomy was evident in their ability to predict celestial events. With great accuracy, they were particularly skilled in tracking the cycles of Venus, which they associated with the god Kulin, known as Quetzalcoatl. In other Mesoamerican, the heliacal rising of Venus, when the planet first becomes visible in the pre-dawn sky, and use this event to time important rituals and political decisions. The precision of their Venus calendar, which aligns with the long count, demonstrates their sophisticated understanding of planetary cycles. In addition to Venus, the Maya closely monitored the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. They built observatories such as the one at the site Ophal, where they could study the heavens and refine their calendrical calculations. Their knowledge of the solar year, which they measured with remarkable precision, allowed them to align their agricultural practices with the changing seasons, ensuring the success of their crops. The Maya also had a profound understanding of the concept of zero, which they used in their mathematical calculations long before it was known in Europe. This understanding was crucial for the development of their calendar system, allowing them to represent large numbers and complex cycles with clarity and accuracy. Today, the Mayan long count calendar is recognized as one of the most advanced timekeeping systems of the ancient world. It continues to be studied by scholars and enthusiasts alike, not only for its technical achievements, but also for the insights it provides into the worldview and cosmology of the Maya civilization. The calendar's precision and its deep connection to the cycles of the natural world reflect the Maya's holistic understanding of time as both linear and cyclical, for the Maya time was not just a measure of days and years, but a dynamic force that influenced every aspect of life, from the movements of the 1850 stars to the fortunes of kings and the fate of empires. The 2012 phenomenon, despite its basis and modern misconceptions, sparked a renewed interest in Mayan culture and history. It prompted people around the world to learn more about the Maya and their remarkable achievements, leading to a greater appreciation of their contributions to science, mathematics, and art. In the aftermath of 2012, there has been a growing movement to shift the focus from apocalyptic predictions to a deeper understanding of the Maya's cultural heritage. This includes efforts to preserve and study the remaining May and Sesses, which contain valuable information about their calendar, astronomy, and religious practices, as well as ongoing archaeological work to uncover and protect ancient Mosaites. The end of the 13th Bon in 2012 may not have brought the cataclysmic events some feared, but it did highlight the enduring legacy of the Maya and their extraordinary achievements in the realm of timekeeping and astronomy. The Mayan long count calendar stands as a testament to the ingenuity of a civilization that, through its meticulous observation of the heavens, developed a system that continues to fascinate and inspire us today, rather than a harbinger of doom. The long count calendar represents the Mayas' profound understanding of cycles both celestial and terrestrial, and their belief in the continuity of time. The transition from one back tune to the next was seen not as an end, but as a moment of renewal and transformation, a concept that resonates with the natural rhythms of life, and the cosmos. As we move further into the 21st century, the lessons of the Maya calendar remind us of the importance of understanding and respecting the knowledge of ancient cultures. The 2012 phenomenon may have passed, but the legacy of the Maya endures, offering us a glimpse into a worldview that was deeply attuned to the mysteries of time-space and the human experience. The legend of Percy Fawcett in the lost city of Z in the annals of exploration. Few figures have captivated the public's imagination as much as Colonel Percy Harrison, Fawcett, a British explorer who vanished without a trace in the dense and unforgiving Amazon rainforest in 1925. Fawcett, an experienced adventurer and archaeologist, was driven by an obsession with discovering a lost city that he believed lay hidden deep within the Amazon. He referred to this mysterious place as Z, a city that he was convinced held the secrets of an ancient and advanced civilization. Despite numerous expeditions in the lure of fame and fortune, Fawcett's quest ended in his unexplained disappearance, leaving behind a legacy of intrigue, speculation, and one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. Born in 1867 in Tork, England, Percy Fawcett was a man of many talents. He served in the British Army, where he earned a reputation for his courage and resilience, and later joined the Royal Geographical Society, RGS, where he trained as a surveyor and map maker. Fawcett's early expeditions took him to various parts of the world, including North Africa, Ceylon, now Sri Lanka, and the Amazon, where he conducted detailed surveys and gathered geographical data. Fawcett first ventured into the Amazon in 1906 on behalf of the RGS to map the border between Brazil and Bolivia. During these early expeditions, he developed the Amazon's vast uncharted territories and the indigenous peoples who inhabited them. His encounters with the remote jungles and the enigmatic stories he heard from locals fueled his belief that there were ancient ruins and lost civilizations waiting to be discovered. Fawcett's interest in a lost city in the Amazon began to take shape after he read a document known as Manuscript 512, housed in the National Library of Rio de Janeiro. This manuscript, written by a Portuguese explorer in 1753, described the ruins of an ancient city supposedly discovered in the Brazilian interior. The account mentioned large stone structures, wide streets, and inscriptions that hinted at an advanced civilization, although many dismissed the manuscript as a fanciful tale. Fayette was convinced that it was based on truth, and that the city described was not a myth, but a real place that had yet to be found. By the time Fawcett set out on his final expedition in 1925, he had developed a theory about the location of the lost city, which he called Z. He believed that Z was located in the Mat Gross region of Brazil, in an area he described as the heart of the continent. Fawcett envisioned Zed as a grand and ancient city, possibly connected to the fabled Atlantis, with remnants of a highly advanced civilization that had long since disappeared. His belief in the existence of Z became an obsession, driving him to embark on what would be his last and most ill-fad expedition. In April 1925, Fawcett set off on his final expedition to find the lost city of Z, accompanied by his eldest son, Jack Fawcett, and Jack's friend Raleigh Ryle. The small party was well equipped with supplies and provisions, but Fawcett deliberately kept the expedition team small, believing that a larger group would attract unnecessary attention and hinder their progress through the dense jungle. Fawcett was confident in his ability to navigate the treacherous Amazonian terrain, having previously undertaken several successful expeditions in the region. However, this time he ventured into an area that was largely unexplored and fraught with danger from venomous snakes and aggressive wildlife to hostile indigenous tribes in the relentless, oppressive heat of the jungle. The last known communication from Fawcett came in May 1925, when he sent a letter to his wife, Na, from a place he referred to as Dead Horse Camp, named after an incident during an earlier expedition. In the letter, Fawcett expressed confidence in their progress and stated that they were entering unexplored territory where they believed Z was located. He instructed his wife not to worry if she did not hear from them for some time, as the journey could take longer than anticipated after this final message. Fawcett, his son Jack, and Raleigh, RL, vanished without a trace. Despite numerous search parties and rescue missions launched in the years following their disappearance, no definitive evidence of their fate was ever found. The mystery of what happened to Fawcett and his companions has fueled speculation and intrigue ever since, with theories ranging from their being killed by hostile tribes or wild animals, to succumbing to disease or starvation, or simply becoming lost and perishing in the vast and unforgiving jungle. The mystery of Percy Fawcett's disappearance and the legend of the lost city of Zar have captivated the public for nearly a century. Fawcett's life and exploits have inspired numerous books, documentaries, and films, including the the 2016 movie The Lost City of Z, which dramatized his final expedition and the enduring mystery of his fate. The allure of the lost city of Z is tied to a broader fascination with the idea of hidden sea civilizations and the possibility that ancient knowledge and treasures remain undiscovered in the remote corners of the world. For many, Fallout Quest represents the last great adventure in a world that had already been largely mapped and explored by the early 20th century. His determination to find Z, despite the dangers and skepticism he faced, embodies the spirit of exploration in the human drive to seek out the unknown. While the existence of Z has never been confirmed, Fawcett's Bell belief in a lost civilization in the Amazon was not entirely without merit. Archaeological discoveries in recent decades have revealed that the Amazon was home to large, complex societies long before the arrival of Europeans. For example, the discovery of vast earthworks known as geoglyphs and evidence of ancient settlements suggests that parts of the Amazon were densely populated and that these societies had developed sophisticated agricultural and engineering practices. Some researchers believe that the legends of lost cities in the Amazon, including Z, may have been based on real places that were abandoned and reclaimed by the jungle. Over time, however, the lack of concrete evidence in the challenges of exploring the dense rainforest have made it difficult to confirm or refute these theories. Definitively, the fate of Percy Fawcett and his companions, enduring mysteries in the history of exploration, despite numerous search expeditions, including some that ended in tragedy themselves. No trace of Fawcett or his team has ever been found. Theories about what happened to them abound, but none have been proven. Beyond doubt, one of the most widely accepted theories is that Fawcett and his companions were killed by indigenous tribes who viewed them as intruders in their territory. The Amazon was and remains home to many isolated and uncontacted tribes, some of whom have little tolerance for outsiders. It is possible that Fawcett's party encountered such a tribe and met a violent end. However, other theories suggest that they may have succumbed to disease, starvation, or exhaustion, unable to find their way back to safety. In the vast and disorienting jungle, over the years, various artifacts and human remains have been found in the Amazon that some claimed could be linked to Fawcett's expedition, but none have provided conclusive evidence. The lack of definitive answers has only added to the legend of Fawcett in the lost city of Z, making it a story that continues to fascinate and intrigue. The story of Percy Fawcett in the lost city of Z is a tale of adventure, obsession, and mystery that continues to captivate the imagination of people around the world. Fitz' disappearance in the Amazon has become one of the great unsolved mysteries of the 20th century, inspiring countless theories, expeditions, and artistic works. His quest for Z, driven by a belief in hidden civilizations and ancient secrets, reflects the enduring human desire to explore the unknown and uncover the mysteries of the past. While the existence of Z remains unproven and Fawcett's fate is still unknown, his legacy as a daring and determined explorer lives on. His story serves as a reminder of the dangers and challenges faced by those who venture into uncharted territories, as well as the allure of the mysteries that still await discovery in the far corners of the world. The legend of Percy Fawcett in the lost city of Z endures not only because of the mystery surrounding his disappearance, but also because it embodies the timeless quest for knowledge and the unyielding human spirit that drives us to seek out the unknown. no matter the cost. Whether or not Z ever existed, the search for it has become a symbol of the ultimate adventure, where the journey is as significant as a destination. In the pursuit of the unknown is a quest that transcends time and space.